Instead of being controlled by stress, they step away for a moment and reconnect with their purpose. This simple act of discipline can transform how a person responds to challenges. The third moment occurs in the late afternoon when people begin reflecting on the day. This is often the time when discouragement appears. If the day did not go as planned, frustration grows. If problems appeared, people begin worrying about the future. Continuing fasting during this moment becomes a form of resilience. Instead of allowing disappointment to take control, the person uses that moment to refocus. They remind themselves that every challenge is temporary and that persistence is more powerful than setbacks. The fourth moment comes during the evening as the sun sets and the day transitions into night. This is a moment when many people begin to relax and reflect. It is also a moment when gratitude can become powerful. Ending a fast at sunset with prayer and gratitude changes the emotional atmosphere of the mind. Instead of focusing on what went wrong during the day, the person gives thanks for what went right. Gratitude breaks the mindset of scarcity. It reminds the person that even small blessings matter. The fifth moment happens at night before sleep. The world becomes quiet again. The mind slows down. This moment allows a person to release the worries they carried during the day. When someone ends their day with prayer, they are choosing peace instead of anxiety. According to the testimony, these 5 moments throughout the day are powerful, not because of superstition, but because of what they do to the heart and mind of the believer. They create rhythm, they build discipline, they strengthen faith. And when a person becomes disciplined in faith, something remarkable begins to happen. Their mindset shifts, their decisions improve, their confidence grows. They begin to see opportunities where they once saw obstacles. Poverty is not always only about money. Sometimes poverty begins in the mind. When someone believes that success is impossible, they stop trying. When someone believes their future will never change, they stop dreaming. And when dreaming stops, progress stops. But when faith grows, hope returns. When hope returns, effort increases. Effort increases. When effort increases, opportunities begin to appear. The which explained that many spiritual manipulators depend on discouragement. They expect people to become tired. They expect them to lose faith. They expect them to believe that nothing will ever change. But a disciplined believer breaks that expectation. A person who prays even when life is difficult becomes stronger. A person who fasts with sincerity develops patience. A person who remains hopeful despite obstacles becomes resilient. And resilience is powerful. Resilience means that failure does not stop you. It means that temporary setbacks do not destroy your confidence. It means that even when life becomes difficult, you continue moving forward. The truth is that many successful people share one common habit. They refuse to quit. They fall, but they stand again. They struggle, but they continue trying. Faith strengthens that persistence. Prayer strengthens that focus. Fasting strengthens that discipline. When these 3 things work together, they change the way a person approaches life. Instead of reacting emotionally to every challenge, they respond thoughtfully. Instead of giving up quickly, they stay committed longer. Instead of fearing the future, they prepare for it. And over time, these small changes create large results. A family that begins practicing discipline together begins to transform its environment. Parents become more focused. Children grow up seeing examples of perseverance. The home atmosphere shifts from worry to determination, and that shift affects the future generation. The chains that once seemed permanent begin to weaken, because the mindset that supported those chains no longer exists. When faith replaces fear, the direction of a family begins to change. When discipline replaces chaos, stability begins to grow. When hope replaces discouragement, progress becomes possible. The testimony of the X, which was not meant to scare people but to wake them up to the power of spiritual discipline. She explained that the greatest weapon believers have is not anger, fear, or superstition. It is consistency and faith. In faith, a person who prays occasionally may feel encouraged for a moment, but a person who builds a daily rhythm of prayer and reflection builds a strong foundation for life. And foundations matter. A strong foundation supports growth. A strong foundation survives storms. A strong foundation creates stability for future generations. So if you feel like your family has faced the same struggles for too long, do not lose hope. Change often begins with small decisions repeated consistently over time. Wake up with intention. Pause during the day to refocus, and a day to refocus. Reflect in the afternoon. Practice gratitude in the evening. End the night with peace. These simple moments of discipline can reshape the way you see life. They strengthen your mind. They strengthen your faith. They strengthen your resilience. And when resilience grows, the chains that once felt permanent begin to break. Because the greatest force against cycles of poverty is not fear. It is faith combined with action, discipline, and perseverance. When a person believes change is possible and works toward it every day, the future begins to open in ways that once seemed impossible. And sometimes, the very chains that once held a family back become the story that inspires the next generation to rise higher than ever before.